Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I talk about waste and waste disposal. First, we're going to define what is waste. Waste can be defined as the unwanted materials or substances in our environment. So anything that is unwanted or is not needed, maybe after use, is what we call waste. So the following are the types of waste which we have. The first one is the solid waste. The solid waste, these are in solid phase or are in solid form. So examples of such solid waste include household solid waste such as the vegetable, fruit, and the garden waste, papers, cans, plastics, bread workers, and the broken glassware. So all these are examples of solid waste. There are many of the solid waste that you can get in our environment. Moving on, the second one is the liquid waste. Example, these actually the liquid waste. These are the waste that are in the liquid form. So examples of such waste include water from the sinks, that is the wastewater, wash basins, and the bath. Also, urine, industrial effluent, oil spills, and agricultural chemicals, example insecticides and the pesticides. So all these liquid waste we can get it to our environment. Moving on, the third one is the gaseous waste. These gaseous waste are mostly produced in the industries and they are in the form of gas. So these are the gaseous waste. Examples are like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and the nitrogen dioxide. So these are the harmful gases that are produced in the industries. So they can be exposed or are imposed into the atmosphere or air. So the last one is the hazardous waste. These hazardous waste, these are harmful waste which can endanger the health of a living organism. So as you've seen there, the term hazardous, so it means that it is dangerous to our health. So examples of such a hazardous waste include the paints, uh, engine oil, car batteries, and used syringes. The other medical medical waste example, dispose those syringes, gloves, they could be hazardous, so they can affect our health. So these are just of the few types of waste. Moving on, let's talk about the waste disposal. Waste disposal, this is the process of getting rid of waste material, or this is the process of throwing away or disposing or trashing away the waste materials. So the principles of waste disposal, the following are the basic principles of getting rid of waste materials. So these are like the methods and the proper ways of getting rid of the waste materials. Starting with the first one, is the recycling. So this is the process of producing new useful product from the waste materials. So after materials have been used, they lose their usefulness. So they get to be unuseful. So that's why they become waste. Now the process of reusing those materials to other way is the process known as recycling. So the process of producing another useful way to use these waste materials. So these waste materials are recycled into new useful products. Now the recyclable waste should be separated from non-recyclable waste. So example, when you're trying to get it how to separate the waste, you have to know the recyclable waste that can be recycled to other new products. So example of such waste products which can be recycled include like metals. Metals can be melted again to form other useful product, glass, also papers, cow dung. Cow dung also can be used as fertilizer, so it is used recycled to fertilizers. Also, there is the beer bottles. These beer bottles can be recycled again, cleaned, and be used again as the beer bottles. Then there are plastic bags that can be burnt in the other way from other plastic useful products. Moving on, the second one is reusing. Now, the reusing, this is the process of using again the materials that have been used for a while before. So the using can be very different from the original use of the material. Example, maybe plastic cans that have been used maybe to store liquids can be used again to store like things like salt and sugar that are useful in our homes. So we've seen these reusing, especially in our homes, just to reduce the disposal of waste. Moving on, the third one is dumping. This is the process involving throwing away the waste materials to a specific waste site. Example, maybe waste pits in the landfills. Also, after throwing away the maybe there is a digging and the covering up that place where the waste has been disposed. So the waste materials that are dumped are mainly the solid waste. So we can get a example of the waste that are being dumped are the solid waste. Moving on, the fourth one is the incinerating. This is the process of burning waste materials in an incinerator. Now, what's an incinerator? An incinerator is an instrument used to burn waste materials. So actually, an incinerator is like some kind of it has a chimney base. Also, it's like a equipment that is used to burn the waste materials. So the chimney is used to remove the smoke and there is a place to collect ashes. So that's how an incinerator is made up. Now the waste that can be incinerated are like the solid waste and the hazardous waste. We've seen that maybe in the hospitals, those dispose the medical waste are either burnt in these incinerators. So incinerating the proper way of also the waste disposal. Moving on, the fifth one is the reducing. Reducing this is the process of decreasing the use of certain materials that can produce much waste, such as plastic. Reducing this means that you reduce or you decrease the use of those materials that could be a source of waste in many ways. So it means like impacting maybe the use of bags, that you can use it more and more and more, but reducing the use of things like plastic that it can be literally the source of many solid waste. Moving on, let's talk about the effects of poor waste disposal. Basically, the poor waste disposal leads to pollution in our environment. So pollution, this is the littering of the environment. Now, the environmental pollutions that can occur due to poor waste disposal are such as land, water, and the air pollutions. Now, the following are some of the effects of poor waste disposal leading to environmental pollutions. The first one it causes bad odors or a bad smell. So the places where example there is these waste, they may be decomposing. Now that decomposing leads to a very bad smell that it can be unpleasant. The second one is that it ruins the area's appearance. So a place that was before had no waste will look very different to a place that is having right now the waste. So the area will appear more not good. I mean that the good appearance will be ruined. So the areas get to be damaged and the environment won't look as good as before. The third one that decomposing waste produces flammable gas called the methane, and this may result into explosion of the gas, which may cause a loss of material property and human life. So a place where these waste are deposited, now you might see that there is a production of methane gas. Now this methane gas could be explosive. Now maybe a certain accident happened, then this gas exploited. So if they exploded, then it may cause the loss of property and the human life. Moving on, the fourth one is that the rainwater drains through the rivers and they cause harmful substances to nearby streams and the water used for drinking, which may later lead to eruption of diseases. So this is like when there is a places where waste is collected or is not properly disposed. It may cause the draining places of these disease-causing organisms, and it can lead to diseases like cholera. Moving on, the other one is that the poor disposal of chemical waste on a landfill site may encourage bacterial bleeding, leading to possible infections in the area. So possible infections can happen in the area due to this poor disposal of the clinical waste, as they were supposed to be burnt or other ways. So poor disposal leads to infections and diseases. The other one is that unregulated dams where waste is burnt in open can cause smoke and foul smelling air. So unregulated burning of the dams can lead to unpleasant smell and the litter of the area, and the presence of smoke can cause the air to be polluted. Now, when the air is polluted, it causes us to have maybe breathing problems due to not fresh air we get from the atmosphere. The last one that the burning may also result into the production of air pollutants, which may affect the ozone layer and the possible cause of respiratory diseases. So not only burning, but also other disposed gases that are disposed through the industries and cause the ozone layer to be disrupted. In such may cause the increase of the sunlight into our atmosphere, also may cause respiratory diseases due to the air pollution. This means that the air is polluted, so you can't get enough fresh, clean air. So that's all, guys. Thank you for listening. I hope it's clear. See you in the next videos.